So last night, it was only the second game we saw Luka and Kyrie together on the court, and both of those games, it came down to the final possession. Perk, what stood out to you seeing the new duo with the game on the line?
Well, 2 words, Malika: explosive and disappointing. And both could be true. And that's what I think of when I think of Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks, for the simple fact we know they have 2 of the best isolation players in the game today. 2 guys that could get buckets, right? That's the explosive part. They're going to win regular season games together because they're that talented. But when it comes down to the disappointment factor, when you look at that last possession, it was almost like, I'm going to take a back seat. No, right. You go ahead, you do it. I don't want to step on your toes. Well, they got to try to figure it out. So when I look at it also, I'm looking at Luka. And Luka got picked on almost every single time by Anthony Edwards and everybody else. They were searching them out on the defensive end. Luka Doncic needs to take a page out of Steph Curry's book and learn from it. Steph Curry used to get picked on a lot on the defensive side of things, and then he got better. And then he started being better defensively. That's what Luka has to do. But I look at this team, yeah, they have the talent, but are they really going anywhere? Can they really figure it out? I don't know.
We're only 2 games in, Zach.
Yeah, first of all, what I'm looking at, I know we're supposed to talk about the Mavericks. What I'm looking at is Anthony Edwards and what Anthony Edwards and Jaden McDaniels did to those guys on the last game. There is a whole lot of defense with those 2. When Anthony Edwards dials it in, he can be as good as anyone on the wing. And the Timberwolves won the game. As for Luka and Kyrie, look, 2 games in, yes, they're just scratching the surface. The wing depth, the defense, those things are going to be TBD. Jason Kidd couldn't trust Christian Wood last night to close out that game. That's a big deal. We'll see if Justin Holiday helps, but zoom out. Yeah, they lost. Fine. Offensively, they have barely started working together at all.
Yeah.
And this is already as explosive and potent as everyone feared it would be. You are not going to stop this team, their offense. You're going to hope to outscore them. Maybe they have bad jump shooting. And by the way, here's a stat for you. Luka and Kyrie in 2 games have only run 3 pick and rolls together. Just 3. I think that's going to be a weapon for them as they develop some chemistry. Offensively, it's going to be as advertised, even if it doesn't always look incredible.
Yeah, the final possession of the last 2 games, to me, it just looked like unselfishness to a fault. We have so many options here. Should Luka take the shot? Should Kyrie take the shot? And they just couldn't decide it and ended up in an unfortunate mistake. But it seems to me that the ceiling is going to be pretty dang high for this Mavericks team. And you mentioned it. Anthony Edwards, I saw JJ Redick pointed this out. We've all been waiting for him to take that next step. I mean, it's here. That next step has happened. He has been absolutely incredible, and obviously it's culminated in an all-star nod. But prior to last night's game, Kyrie Irving, he held his first formal press conference in Dallas after being traded there last week. There was, of course, some questions about what his long-term future is going to be with the Mavericks, so here's what he had to say.
I would love to just have a respect of you guys and everybody the rest of the season of just continuously asking me that, because it just puts unwarranted distractions on us and our team. And I've dealt with it before, and it's very emotionally draining to ask questions like, what's the long term? What's the long term?
Okay, so Kyrie says that it's draining. I think it's probably fair to ask him about it, but that's also a completely fair response. Do you think, Zach, that this is a long-term combination that could work?
Of course it can work long term, absolutely. Luka and Kyrie together offensively, I mean, that's going to be a powerful offense almost no matter who is around them, as long as you have enough shooting. And I'm empathetic toward Kyrie in this regard. If you ask him the same question over and over again, and his answer is the same answer over and over again, what are we really accomplishing? And that said, why would it matter what Kyrie said anyway? This is the guy who told Boston fans he wants his jersey retired there, and 3 weeks ago or a month ago or whenever said he's not going to leave 7 back in Brooklyn. So what he says doesn't matter anyway. So let's just move on. We'll figure it out and see how the playoffs work.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.